Redstone Federal Credit Union began in 1951 with just 11 members. Its mission has been simple: support its members and strengthen the communities it serves. Today, with Redstone members across North Alabama and Southern Tennessee, that commitment is as strong as ever. From scholarships for graduating seniors to financial education through school-based branches to programs that help families rebuild credit and grow financial confidence, Redstone continues to invest in the people who call this region home. Join Redstone Federal Credit Union as it proudly celebrates 75 years of service to its members and its community. Hi, everybody. Michelle Epling here with the Madison Means Business Season 2 of our podcast. We are so excited to have two special guests here today that make a true impact on the future workforce of Madison. I want to say a big welcome to Michelle Hyams and Jodi Jones, our career coaches here in Madison City Schools. Welcome to the Madison Means Business podcast through the
Thank
Madison
you.
Chamber.
Thank you. So
All
excited
right.
to be here.
Yeah, we're so excited to have y'all. Tell me a little bit about how you did your career to end up where you are right now as a career coach in like 60 seconds.
In 60 seconds. Okay. Wasn't the most amazing academic student in high school. Hated school. But my hobby was singing and acting. So I was very involved in choir and drama and theater productions. And my mom really wanted me to go to college. I didn't. She found a place where I could major in country music and had a full ride scholarship. So I went.
Wow. Full ride scholarship for country
It
music.
doesn't
Were you getting-
exist
did you ever
anymore.
meet Faith Hill?
No,
and
I'm way
celebrities?
older than Faith Hill,
Okay,
definitely.
all right.
But my sister wanted me to go to Mississippi State and transfer, so she picked my major, majored in special education. Knew when I stepped in my first class that was what I was supposed to do. 30 years later, after a career in special ed in 5 states, applied for the career coach because everything I've ever done in special education has been school to work. So it's about moving you because you have to move somewhere.
Yes.
So career coach for the past 3 years in Madison City School.
And you've done a phenomenal job.
I love my
It's
job
been fun
every day.
watching you grow in that role over the last 3 years as the chamber has grown right alongside you. All right, Jodi, tell me a little bit about you and welcome to the Madison Means Business podcast.
Thank you. I went to Auburn for
War Eagle,
college.
War Eagle, yeah.
And I went to chemical engineering school actually.
Okay.
But I wanted to be a math teacher, and my dad would not let me. And that's just the truth. He insisted that I go to engineering school because that was the future for women. There weren't that many women in engineering
Absolutely.
at that time. And
That's a hard degree, chemical engineering. That is not easy.
Yeah. So I worked briefly as an engineer, and then I was fortunate enough to go back to school and get my teaching certification. It was very easy to do that because once you have that engineering degree, you can
They're like, you can teach anything if you got a
can teach
chemical
anything.
engineering degree.
Exactly. So I was fortunate to be able to do that. I wish that I had had the opportunities that our kids in Madison have when I was in high school and had education and training academies and engineering academies because I would have been so much better prepared for engineering school at Auburn.
Yeah.
So I worked as an engineer, then I transitioned to a math teacher later on, then a computer science teacher. And we only had one career coach in Madison City for years. And when the opportunity to expand, we were able to add 3. I was so excited to have that opportunity to transition from teaching to sharing with students about all the career opportunities that are out there.
I love that. Tell me a little bit. So when I think of career coaches, like you said, back in high school, it's changed a lot because I took the test in high school. Do y'all want to know what it told me I should be?
What?
A game warden.
I'm not going to do it.
I'm just saying. So hopefully that's not the way it's done anymore. So hopefully they just don't take a test and they're like, oh, this is what you should be in life. You need to go out in the forest. I don't even like nature. Like Bridge Street is nature by my standards. So like did not understand anything this career coach was telling me. Went home crying to my mother. And then I remember my first class at Auburn University. They brought these career coaches and basically told everyone in the room in the College of Business, if you don't major in accounting, you're a failure because only accountants are the most important people in a business school, which also traumatized me. So again, I think it's so cool what you guys do. And I've got to follow y'all along the last 3 years as y'all have grown and developed this program inside Madison City Schools. But tell everybody that might not truly understand how you help really make kids figure out what their future workforce looks like without also terrifying them simultaneously. And
Do you want me to go first?
Yes.
Okay. So at the high school level, and luckily Jodi has done an amazing job at the middle schools, career interest inventories, helping kids pick classes, kind of really focusing on what do you like? What are your interests? What are your hobbies? What are your favorite class is the first thing I ask when high school students come in. Whether it's in a big classroom setting, I go into career prep. We push into a ton of classes. So whether it's career prep, English classes, history classes, whoever asks us to come, we come and get to do career interest inventories that we have through the state of Alabama. Um, and basically, when we look at it and they go, "This isn't me," I said, "Then tell me what you love. What do you do in your spare time? What was your favorite class you took in middle school or high school?" And if they say something, and usually they'll have 1 or 2 or 3 things, and they look at me and they go, "That's not a career path." And I figure out, okay, so what if you did this? So I just kind of gauge it off of what their responses are. Um, I think that Jodi and Sarah Baragona is our other partner, and I say we are a trio in force because when we do events, and that is, I kind of think of us as event planners a lot.
y'all put on some massive career
Oh,
exposure
yes,
events.
and the
Yes.
chamber is a big part of that
Yes.
for us. The things that you sponsor for our CTE teachers to go in and see, because so many times you think, "Oh, well, they only do engineering." But what about all the additional careers, degreed and not degreed, that come in to make a business happen, whatever it is, whether
It's
it's
like when you put me in the boiler room in September of Madison Hospital. Do you remember the look on my face during that and y'all were smiling? I was like, I'm really questioning my life choices right now. And every career counselor, like that off 40, y'all were so excited in 115-degree rooms. We were staring in a boiler, and I'm like, I don't understand. And you or Lee had to pull me aside and be like, they are so excited about this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm never wearing a suit on these days ever again, even if I plan
Tennis
the
shoes
event.
are a good option
Yeah,
for career
tennis shoes
coaches.
are good every day, every day. So tell me a little bit, Madison continues to innovate while maintaining really high standards. But what excites you the most? I think there's a lot that goes out on the internet. It's, oh, this generation's the iPad generation. Oh, they're not going to amount to. But you get to see these kids and their skills and their creativity within Madison City Schools. What excites you, Jodi, maybe the most about the kids you do get to work with every day in middle school? Because what a fun age to get to
Yes.
mold and excite.
The opportunities that are available. I mean, it's so amazing what they can take in middle school. We have STEM academies at all 3 of our middle schools. We have, I think it's 20 different electives that they can take within those classes. And when you were talking about the career interest assessments and that one test, there's so much more to it than that one test. It's relationship building with these students starting at an early age. We build relationships with them in middle school. They get introduced to the high school career coaches because they push into the middle school with me. I'm in the middle schools talking to them about their high school opportunities. We just build relationships with them to really find out what their interests are and then really make them feel like it's a safe environment to explore. All of our electives in our STEM academies are 9-week classes in the middle school. So it's not something that's going to take up their whole year. It's a really safe environment for them to just take a 9-week exploration class in STEM or robotics or engineering. And what happens with those career interest assessments, if they start taking them early, like 6th grade is when we start, and then they take them every year. And this is how I explain it to the kids. Of course, it's not going to be right in 6th grade. You have no work experience. You haven't taken career tech electives yet. You haven't enrolled in the academies at the high schools yet. Every year you take it, you're gonna answer your questions differently because you're gonna have that growth and you're gonna have those experiences, and it's gonna help those skills assessments and interest assessments be more accurate by the time they are a junior or a senior and they have to make those real decisions.
Absolutely. That's so, when I think about all that you guys do, because we talk a lot at a Chamber of Commerce about the future workforce, and I'm always bragging. I call y'all the rising star of Madison, the shining star. How are teachers adapting? I know we see this just in the business world, adapting to the ever-changing technology. Because I thought technology was adapting a lot a few years ago, and then I feel like we just lit it on fire this past year with AI and everything else. So how do we I even asked my kids the other day, I said, "If y'all have a question about something, does it ever cross your mind not to Google it?" Like, you know what I mean? Like if I mean, just seriously, like they're 10 years old and like they don't know a world before Google. Like, they can find the answer to anything. So how do you kind of work with, the ever-changing technology in today's
Well,
world?
they definitely don't know about encyclopedias. They
They
haven't
sure
could, like,
don't.
ever see
They
a
sure
I still have a set in my house. Because it's a collector's item now. I think that our teachers do a really good job because the fact that they realize in their everyday life, technology has taken over. However, I'm going to give this plug to the Focus Act. I love seeing kids' eyeballs. And in the past, they're looking down because they were distracted. And I think it has been a big change for us.
Y'all have seen a real big
Oh,
change.
I have. And like the kids that come in, they're like, I don't have my phone. And I'm like, okay.
You're gonna
And like, don't ask me too many questions. But I think our teachers do a really good job of realizing that this is the era that they've grown up in. They've grown up in this time. But it's so important to realize to think because employers want thinkers. And when we go on all these different tours and we have guest speakers come in from all these different companies, the things that they say to us is we want soft skills. We will teach them anything about our company, about the job. We want soft skills. We want them to be able to look us in the eye. We want them to be able to talk to us, to not have drama in the workplace, and to be able to problem solve. How do you think outside of the box? And so I think it really starts in elementary and middle school where parents are engaging their kids and just saying, tell me what you like. What things do you want to do? Where do you see yourself? And not limiting it. I think when I was a kid, I wanted to be a fireman. So when I was in high
I
school,
want to be the president of the United States.
okay, I just want to be a fireman because
Yeah.
I thought they had the coolest job ever. And
Have you followed the firemen around for the day? Have you asked to go?
no, I did. When I was in high school, I was on the mayor's youth council, and I
Okay.
got to be the fire chief for 2 years in a row. And I think they all thought I was really going to go as a fireman. I don't think I could carry their weight
The
of
equipment?
of
Oh
the
my gosh.
equipment. I was like, I think I'm a
Heavy.
weenie,
Oh my
so I couldn't do
goodness.
it.
Yeah.
But, I think that we are realizing that we have to stay ahead of the curve. And kids really are wanting to learn, but you have to be interesting.
Mhm.
You have to be as interesting as social media is.
Yeah.
And I think that so many of our teachers are. I'm going to say there's all different personalities. And I say to kids, hey, if you have a teacher that you don't absolutely love, figure out the questions that you can ask that make you love the subject more.
Right. Right.
We also, one of the things that we do, we have career tech advisory committees in the middle school and at the high school for our academies. So those are people from industry that guide our programs. So they guide us with what is the most up-to-date technology that you need when you're teaching these students.
Absolutely.
And so that helps guide our instruction. It helps our teachers have, we're very fortunate. We have lots of professional development opportunities in Madison City. So,
And I think we forget that, right? Like, I talk to other people. I remember the first time it was brand new, texted Dr. Nichols, how many career pathways do we have? Do we have one or two? He's like, we have 86, because I was at a chamber conference and they were talking about career pathways, and this was 5 years ago, and I didn't know. So talk to us about the numbers, because I think it's really impressive when you kind of think about what you guys do.
So
we have 16 academies at
yes,
each high
16
school.
academies.
Bob Jones and James Clemens.
Like the culinary, would that count as an academy?
Yes.
The
Well,
culinary school, or is
it falls under, like, we have broad categories and then it kind of branches out.
okay?
how many unduplicated?
We have
numbers
I have
on our
numbers
career.
in front of me
Okay.
because I'm not a number girl.
Sure.
We have 5,782 students in CTE.
Okay.
So middle
And for
schools
people
and
that
high
don't know what
schools.
CTE is, because I
Career
know
tech ed.
a career
Career tech ed. I'm sorry. And I say I'm not going to be a lingo person.
Yeah, no,
Career tech ed
career-
classes.
yeah.
So in the high school, 3,554 students unduplicated, meaning they're not crossing into engineering and ROTC. So one of the things that I feel like for our CTE, because I know people are like, well, y'all need a career tech ed center. I see the advantage of a kid who is in biomedical engineering, right? He's in biomed, and he's in the engineering, and he can be in the ROTC. And if you have a center and you have to leave to go to something, you lose time in a 4-block day. And I think that's one of our big pulls for our high numbers. We have had an increase of over 1,600 students in last year's data that came in. of increased CTE classes.
Enrollment in at
Yeah,
least one
in at least one CTE class.
And I think that's so important in today's ever changing because, like, not everyone is going to be on the 4-year college. And some might not even be on the 2-year career path.
Right.
But in our area, I don't think a lot of people realize you can, if you go on these career paths, what kind of starting salary coming out of college? Because y'all have signing days with
We
these
do.
major manufacturers and they put on they sign their hard hats. And I mean,
JC is next Monday.
is
That's sign-ups already.
Let me know. I'd love to stop by if I can.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. It's all day because
Yeah.
each different
academy.
each different academy has a time slot. And what's cool is you can sign in multiple ways. You can sign going in a 4-year track, like I am heading in as in a medical career, let's say nursing, or I want to be a physician, so I'm heading to Auburn or Alabama or UAB. It might be that you're going to go into a 2-year technical trade and you're going to do something like an LPN nursing. You're going to go to Calhoun or Drake State. It might be that you're going to be a phlebotomist and you want to go into a certificate trade program. So whatever the pathway is, or I'm heading straight into, let's say, MTM. We did a day of work with them. We have done that for 3 years. 3 years where we take students in. They basically mimic an entire day of work. They interview, they apply, they actually do assessments on the computer. And if they pass, they might be given an offer. And starting out, and if I quote this number wrong,
That's okay. Jessica Luther's on my board, so she'll
Right.
forgive you.
so it's right at $23.69 when we went 3 weeks ago, and I think it was going over $24. So
$24 an hour.
an hour.
An hour, not
So-
24,000 a year.
No,
$24 an hour.
So I had a kid, and I used to quote the statistic 2 years ago, and I said, you make about $56,000 at MTM. And he goes, Miss Hyams, you're wrong. It's $65,000. And I was like, $65,000. And that is with no degree. That is 18 years old, walking out with soft skills. And when I say that, hard work ethic, showing up on time, not having your phone, not calling out, those are the things that keep jobs,
Absolutely.
whether it's degreed or non-degreed. So we definitely focus on all the different pathways.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. Well, let's talk a little bit. Hold on. I got another sheet here with questions. We might need to edit that out, Clark. Tell me a little bit about how parents at home, I know I have a rising almost twin middle schoolers, and you start thinking about you only have 7 years left with them at home before. What do you see that parents do really well that prepares them for those middle school, high school career paths onto success? And what are some things you wish you could just ban in every household in the city of Madison?
I think our parents do a really good job of being involved in our schools, coming to visiting our schools, our open houses, serving on our committees. Just being aware of all the opportunities that are available is really important. Having just open conversations with your students. When I start talking with eighth graders, when I go into our 8th grade career prep classes, the first thing I say is, okay, it's 2026 and you are the class of 2030. That's not that far away. Are you excited? I don't want you to be nervous. We want you to walk across that stage. We want you to be excited and happy and feel confident in your plan when you graduate from high school. I want them to feel excited and confident about their plan when they walk in the doors of James Clemens or Bob Jones.
Right.
That they've explored classes in middle school and that they're excited about what they're enrolling in high school. And our parents are very supportive of that. They let our kids enroll in all of our different STEM classes. They let them explore. And middle school's it's the time to do it. That's when they have time in their schedule to really explore, where when you get to Bob Jones and James Clemens and you're involved in sports and you get to take 4 classes a semester, at that point you do start having to sort of narrow it down and think about, well, maybe I do want to focus on the engineering academy or the health science academy. But really just giving them that safe space to explore their interest and having those conversations with your parents. In 8th grade, I say, I really want you to go talk to your parents. Do they have money saved for your college? Are you going to need to take out a loan? We don't want you to have to take out a student loan. We want to help you find ways that you can get college scholarships. Are you interested in enlisting, enrolling, or being employed right after graduation? That's sort of our motto is we want to help you figure out in the next 4 years if you're going to enlist, enroll, or get employed. And we want you to walk across that stage excited to graduate and confident in your decision of what you're going to do after graduation.
I think that's just so different of a conversation than when I grew up and graduated in 2002, because I was always taught you go to college. right? You go to you will get a high school degree, you will get a college degree. And ironically, I know Beyond Rockets is filming this. He actually bought the house I grew up in. And I will never forget this, but I graduated from college laying in the backyard of my parents' pool that's now Clark's home. And my dad, about 2 weeks after college graduation, came by and like he was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I'm laying out." And he was like, "You're gonna go get a job." And I was like, "Why?" And he was like, "'Cause you have to work for the rest of your life." And I was like, "No, I did what you said. I got a degree." Like, my plan this summer is to, like, lay out by your pool, and then I might take a gap year. Maybe we'll go to Europe. He's like, "No, you're not doing any of those things." But that
No,
wasn't
that's
the
exactly.
conversation back
Yeah.
in the early 2000s. It was you go to college. Like, that was the career pathway back in the day. So,
Now there's so many
Yeah.
opportunities beyond college.
yes.
Every career counts.
Yes.
It does.
Those are our 2 taglines.
Those are
We come up with a new tagline every year.
I love
Yes,
that.
we do.
Every career counts.
Yes.
Every career counts. And it's kind of like, I don't know. I mean, my kids used to be really little, and Daniel Tiger used to say every job is important, just in different ways. There's a whole little jingle. You should sing it. I'm
I
not
probably
the,
should.
I'm not the
I don't know
singer.
it.
But I'm gonna send you that Daniel Tiger jingle. Let me start singing it to kids.
They'll be excited at the high school for sure.
Yeah, they'll be so excited singing Daniel Tiger. Will not embarrass them at all. But every career does count. And some of these careers, you can have a great life and a great home and a great
Yes.
salary, and I think that is to me so exciting, the conversation. But also all the STEM, and I always like to say STEAM because I think art also plays a very
Oh,
big
absolutely.
role
Absolutely.
in that. But just seeing what you guys do, even at the elementary level,
Yes.
my twins on Sunday were playing with a cardboard box. They built a whack-a-mole out of it. Okay, but they were arguing on the engineering design. One did reinforce cardboard underneath the wheel. The other wanted to do painter's tape, but they learned this stuff in the STEM classes,
Absolutely.
and we were having a structural engineering argument over how to build a whack-a-mole out of a cardboard box and which design is better.
And you as a parent of a Madison, I mean,
Yes,
you're
and I
letting
sent it
them.
to the teacher, and she was like, "This is so cool. This is STEM class all over again," and I think we take that so much for granted, and we're so grateful for all that you guys do. So, y'all answered the good side of the question. What is one thing you wish parents would not harp on, or especially once you get to the high school that you're like, just let the kid,
Okay, so I would
what is
say
it that I need to
this.
not do? Because you might need to tell me every day in a couple of years.
So
What do I not need to do?
I think deciding what your kids should do. And I think that that is hard for kids because they're like, my parents want me to be an engineer, a lawyer, a doctor. And I said, none of those 3 careers can exist without the other 40 to 75 careers that make them be able to do what they do. You
Absolutely.
can't have a doctor doing surgery if there is not hundreds of careers that exist that don't require degrees, that require hands-on, but a totally different hands-on. And so I think not predetermining what you think your kid's skill set, math, saying, oh, this kid is great at math and science, that doesn't necessarily mean they should be an engineer or a doctor. And our career academies help you figure that out. A kid walks into health science and realizes there's a whole lot more blood involved. And they're like, oh, I don't want to be a doctor.
Oh, I
I just
remember.
wanted to make a
I
lot of
signed up
money.
for human anatomy, not knowing what the word anatomy meant. And then we dissected a cat, and I was like, I did not sign up for this. Well, we started with the frog, and then when the cat was named Felix, but I was like, and my friends were like, it was called human anatomy. I was like, y'all said you were doing it. I just checked the box. I mean, I just, blissfully just floated along. And I think a lot of kids, not
Yeah,
predetermined.
not really determining what you think your kids should do, because I think if you go in and you try out an academy for free in the high school,
Did y'all hear that? For
it's
free.
for free.
Academies are for free in Madison City
And
schools.
we are allowing kids, hey, go take a different academy, because it's like trying out college without paying for college.
And you don't want to pay that much
No,
to
you
just
don't.
try something out.
Not at
You
the
do
tune of
not.
$160,000 minimum for a 4-year degree at a university.
No.
I think I have to join in on this one, and this might be not the politically correct answer. Not focus so much on their GPA,
Yes.
and that the AP class counts as a
6.0.
6.0 and the honors as a 5 and a regular as a 4, because my son, I'll use him as an example. He's doing the dual enrolled EMT class for free. So he'll be a EMT at the end of his senior year, but that's not considered an honors class. It's dual enrolled through college. So he's getting his college credit. He's also getting all of this experience that's going to make us feel a lot more confident if he wants to go into healthcare in his decision to spend that on college after having this experience. But, it's not an honors GPA weighted class. And I think that that's one thing. He's getting more value out of that than any GPA will ever give him. Just the experiences that are available in our internships, our co-ops, our work-based learning programs. For parents, I
So
just
did you
hope
hear that?
they
Don't
see
focus so much on the GPA.
Absolutely.
the value of the experiences is what's going to give the kids the confidence to make the decisions for the future.
Absolutely. All right. So I think we just have a few minutes left. So we're going to do some fun rapid fire. Y'all ready for this?
Okay, that means be quick.
Yeah. All right. What is your favorite part of visit? Let me ask this. What's your favorite place on any of the school campuses you visit in Madison City Schools? Like, do you have a favorite room, classroom, place, hangout?
My office is
CEO office.
we call it the CEO office. Don't tell anybody.
Okay, I won't tell
Because-
Dr. Nichols.
No. And the kids come in and go, oh my gosh, because I look out over the jet. I'm in the all glass room. It's glass on both sides.
Oh, fun.
And it has got this huge conference table, and we use it for everything. But kids come in all day long, and I'm supposed to keep up with exactly how many kids I talk to. I can't, because they come in with you name the question, and that's my favorite place to be. Is
You're
in
like
the
the
office.
safe space.
I am a safe space. Yes,
Yeah.
for sure.
All right.
My favorite place to be, especially in middle school, is on a field trip with the kids, taking them to UAH to visit, Calhoun to visit. We've been to the Snap-on manufacturing plant, getting them outside of the classroom and inside the businesses and the industry and the colleges. There's so many of them that have never stepped foot on a college campus before.
I bet their eyeballs just
They're-
light up so much.
I
Yes.
can't tell you how many times I've heard, this is the best day of school ever. And
And they'll remember that for a lifetime. I love that. All right. One last question. What is one word you would use to describe Madison's future?
Innovative. If I'm only saying one word, that's all I can say.
Innovative. Okay.
I'm going to use Michelle's favorite word, which is next level.
Next level.
Our schools are next level. Sorry. Next level. It's got a hyphen.
They're the shining star.
It's got a dash in it, right? So that's okay.
Next level.
Next level.
We do say we are next level in Madison.
All right. And what's the best advice you'd give to today's teenagers? And we'll wrap it up after that.
Truly learn how to communicate, because communication is the answer to everything. Learn how to talk to people, look at people in the eyes. I feel like today's teenagers, really quick, have a really hard time feeling like they're bothering people if they need to ask something. I don't understand why asking someone is a bother. Whether it's an email, learning how to formally write, whatever it may be, like knowing that you can actually talk to someone, look them in the eye, and have a response.
I love that.
Build a relationship with your counselors and your career coach, and explore every opportunity that interests you.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you for being part of this season 2 Madison Means Business podcast. It was an honor having you, Michelle and Jodi, on the podcast. I hope you guys will come back soon and be our guest again. And if you see them out and about in Madison, please give them a big thank you and high five for all you do each and every day for the future workforce of Madison. So thank you, and we'll see you on the next episode.